Sports Center all night.
Texas and Georgia go at it in Athens.
Back to pass. Stockton out of the shotgun. Slings it. Caught. Touchdown number 2.
Oklahoma continues to have its way against Alabama.
Mateer's going to run it himself to the right, to the 20. Steps over defenders, 15. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. Spinning still. Touchdown!
We had a historic comeback in College Station.
Snap to Reed. It's a give. And into the end zone. E.J. Smith. Touchdown. We are tied at 30.
Plus, Georgia Tech survives in Chestnut Hill.
Snap back, set down, booted up, and it is perfect.
From the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, this is Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Judson Richards.
Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. ESPN Radio presented by Progressive Insurance. With our first college football playoff rankings dropping on Tuesday, we know we are getting closer to conference titles and soon enough, a champion. We'll begin this edition of Sports Center all night, yes, with college football. Let's start with this top 10 matchup. Number 5, Georgia, hosting the 10th ranked Texas Longhorns. Texas 0-2 against Georgia since moving to the SEC. Could they change that winless streak on Saturday night? Let's go to the third quarter. Bulldogs would lead 14-3 at halftime, but the Longhorns strike first out of the half.
Baxter in the pistol, and on first down, Manning for the end zone, caught, touchdown Texas. Ryan Wingo sliding across the middle, makes the catch, a 7-yard score, and the Longhorns pull closer to Georgia.
The call from Craig Way from Learfield. Manning throws the touchdown pass in the fourth quarter now. Gunnar Stockton responded.
From the Texas 30-yard line, Noah Thomas moves to the left side, wide out to the left, branch in the slot to that side, 2 receivers tight to the right. Stockton out of the shotgun, snap it back to Gunnar, fakes the pitch, stands in the pocket, throws, wide open Humphreys, caught at the 8, into the end zone, touchdown London Humphreys.
The call from the Georgia Bulldog Sports Network, but a gutsy call by Kirby Smart. Georgia goes for an onside kick, gets it, and then puts it away.
Play fake. Gunnar going to keep it, roll to the right. Now throw to the end zone. Lucky wide open. Touchdown to the tight end. Lawson Lucky on the right side of the end zone. And there's that touchdown to tack on 6 more.
Stockton threw for 4 touchdown passes, ran for a score. Georgia overwhelmed Texas 35-10 for its 6th straight victory. Kirby Smart joined Laura Rutledge on ABC after the win.
Kirby, this was a game where that never say die attitude didn't matter as much because you guys were more dominant throughout. But when Texas started to make a comeback, how happy were you with the way your team responded?
Oh, I love this team. This team fights. They compete. They love it. What a great atmosphere to play in. Our guys came out to compete. I thought defensively we stepped up against a really good team. Archer's getting better and better, and our guys stepped up. So proud of the entire university, the administration, our players. Awesome victory for our program.
How about your pass rush tonight?
Got after it, didn't they? It's about time. No, I'm just kidding. They played well, and they had to. I thought offensively we did some really good things, try to keep them off balance. We got a good football team. They're a good football team. A lot of football left.
Yeah. You talked about the trust in your quarterback. 2 fourth downs you successfully go for. The onside kick, just how would you describe this from the standpoint of just making things happen for you guys, being aggressive?
Got to be aggressive to win. This league's tight, and the margins are small. Got to be aggressive and take chances when you can.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you. Go Dogs.
Now, on the losing end, Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian on what makes this loss so frustrating.
It's a frustrating loss. I would say that. It's frustrating because you feel like you're prepared to play. I really did. I felt like our players were really engaged, ready to go. I thought our staff was. Everybody was. And like I said, it's a 14-10 game against a really good team on the road. Let's go play the fourth quarter. And us just not playing the fourth quarter anywhere close to what the standard is around here is very disappointing and frustrating.
Sarkisian says their offense couldn't get out of their own way.
There were so many kind of self-inflicted things offensively for us that was probably the most frustrating part for me, because I don't think it was like, man, we couldn't block them. I mean, I felt like we were blocking them okay. I felt like we were getting open. I felt like when we wanted to run it, it was effective. When we wanted to throw it, it was effective. But kind of stubbing our own toe was the frustrating part to me, where, to your point, stacking plays on top of plays, that's what we need to do against quality opponents.
Coming up next, Texas will host Arkansas. Georgia will host Charlotte. We go to College Station now. Third-ranked Texas A&M Aggies hosting unranked South Carolina. The Aggies looking to maintain that perfect record. The Gamecocks had different plans. We go to the second quarter. South Carolina's lead was 17 and growing.
Sellers going to run it to the right now. Throw it as an open receiver. Harbor has it at the 35. Breaks a tackle 40. Down the middle of the field 50. To the 40 to the 30. Can they catch the speedster? To the 10. They won't get him. Nick Harbor. Touchdown. 80 yards. 26-3. South Carolina absolutely stunning. Third-ranked and unbeaten Texas A&M.
Mark Kestisher right here on ESPN Radio. South Carolina held a 30-3 lead at halftime over those undefeated Aggies. But whatever was said at half by Mike Elko and his coaching staff worked. The Aggies were up for the challenge. Third quarter we go.
Snap to Reed. Steps up in the pocket. Sights a receiver, middle of the field. Throws it toward the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Ashton Bethel-Roman, who's had drop after drop, that time hauled it in, and the A&M comeback continues.
Previously, teams in the SEC who were down by 27 were 0-286 since 2004. Again, when trailing by 27 points or more. Could the Aggies change that to 1-286?
Snap to Reed. It's a give, and into the end zone, E.J. Smith, touchdown. We are tied at 30. The comeback down 30-3, and a point after would put A&M in front. Snap placement down, kick is up, and Texas A&M has climbed the mountain. They lead South Carolina 31-30. Minute 19 to go. Fourth down and 16. Last gasp time for South Carolina. Sellers being chased. Sellers looking nothing. Trying to run against Howell. Can't get by him. Taken down. Turnover on downs. And the greatest comeback in Texas A&M history is complete. And they're going to stay unbeaten to go to 10-0.
Yeah, that comeback, the biggest in school history, it eclipses the 21-point rally by a Johnny Manziel-led team in a 52-48 win in the 2013 Chick-fil-A Bowl over Duke. Texas A&M proves to 10-0 with a 31-30 victory after trailing by as many as 27 points. Aggies quarterback Marcel Reed threw for a career-high 439 yards and 3 touchdowns. He joined ESPN's Taylor McGregor after the game.
Your group just completed the largest comeback in the history of Texas A&M. What did it take to get this done?
Just took belief. You know, we talked about all week how, you know, we couldn't become complacent, but we also talked about how we didn't want to become comfortable at all. And in this situation we were in after the first half, we weren't comfortable at all. And we talked about it in the locker room. Everybody met up in the middle, and we said we weren't going to lose this game.
In what ways did Coach personally challenge you at the half?
I mean, he just came in there and told us we got to do what we got to do to win games. I mean, like, we turned the ball over and then gave the defense terrible field position for their offense to be able to score. We didn't score in the red zone. So, I mean, we basically just everything that was wrong, you know, went wrong in that first half, and we just had to make a change.
I asked Coach about the physicality at halftime, and he told me, I promise it'll get better in the second half. How did this group respond with the physicality in the second half?
I mean, this team is amazing at making adjustments, and, you know, whenever we say physicality, I mean, it just clicks in our head. I don't think we talk about it too much at the beginning of the game, and we should have talked about it a lot more, but as soon as we got in the half, we talked about how, you know, physicality travels with us, but it has to be at home too. You know, it's not somewhere you stay. It's not somewhere you pay rent for or go stay like an Airbnb. This is where you live. Physicality is where we live, so we just had to bring it out in the second half.
Thank you, Marcel.
Thank you.
What a win it was. Texas A&M linebacker Torian York, college football on ESPN Radio, was asked what was the message at halftime down 27.
Well, me and Marcel, we went up there in the locker room. We got the entire team up there. They say, it's not our best football. We're not giving everything we got. We're getting out physical. We're getting out effort. And you said, you know what? We got 30 minutes to put it all on the line. We were down by 27 points. It took the entire program, offense, defense, post team, scout team, operations, recruiting, you name it, took the entire program to win that game. I didn't feel any panic at halftime. I didn't feel any, I said, we're going to go make this happen. We come back in the locker room, we're going to be victorious. And all you need to do is win by 1 point in order to win the game. And that's what we got done today, man.
A&M head coach Mike Elko on ESPN on what characteristics were needed to pull off this kind of comeback.
Yeah, think unbelievable grit, unbelievable togetherness. They obviously got to play really bad to start the game. That starts it, but they don't blink. They don't. We've been in a lot of these situations. We found ways to find wins. No one panicked on our sideline, and we just made a heck of a lot of plays in the second half.
Aggies are 10-0 for the first time since 1992. Now to Tuscaloosa, number 4 Alabama hosting 11th ranked Oklahoma. Since 2002, Oklahoma is 4-1 against Alabama. Last year's 21-point win was the biggest by either team in series history. Could the Sooners hold up on the road? Let's go to the highlights. Sooners leading 10-7 in the second quarter. OU's quarterback was on the move.
Burks in motion, now trips left. Mateer's going to run it himself to the right, to the 20. Steps over defenders, 15. He's to the 10. He's to the 5, spinning still. Touchdown! John Mateer, touchdown! A 20-yard run by John Mateer right at the gut of the Crimson Tide.
The call from Toby Rowland from Learfield in the fourth quarter now. Sooners with the lead and their defense making a stand.
Under a minute. 4th and 6. Snap. Simpson looks left. Throws out to the left. It's broken up. Incomplete. Peyton Bowen knocked it down. Peyton Bowen knocked it down. Alabama's got an Oklahoma problem. The Sooners turn them over on downs with 50 seconds to go. They go on the road and beat Tennessee. They go on the road and beat Alabama. And the Sooners are on the bracket. Wow!
OU held Alabama to 57 yards over its last 4 drives and virtually earned them this.
The Sooners beat Bama in back-to-back years, and it's over now. Mateer hits a knee. Final score in Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma 23 and Alabama 21. Oh, mama!
OU scored 17 points off 3 turnovers. OU quarterback John Mateer joined Molly McGrath on ABC after the win.
John, you just took down the number 4 team in the country on their field.
No doubt.
How were you the tougher team out here today?
We took down the number 4 team in the country, and that's what we focused on all week: physicality and the turnover margin. And we were successful in both, so that's how it happened.
Yeah. Speaking of the turnover margin, your defense with 17 points off of 3 turnovers. What kind of fight and toughness did you see in that group?
Yeah, I mean, they give us a spark whenever we need it, and they didn't get a whole lot of turnovers at the beginning of the year, but the football guys loved them back because of how hard they play, and I love those guys. I'm so proud of them.
Your defense is playing lights out. You told us your confidence has turned a corner recently. What should we expect out of this Sooners team down this final stretch of the season?
Yeah, we got 2 more regular season games, and we're going to play our heart out. We know what we have in front of us, and tonight we'll celebrate this one, but we're back to work.
All right, congrats on the win.
Thank you so much.
Now on the losing end, Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer on the loss to OU.
Really disappointed into the outcome, and that we played a lot of great snaps out there, but the turnover battle obviously got killed there, and that became the game. And we've done a great job of taking care of it. We've done a good job of taking it off of teams, and I think probably 17 points coming off of turnovers and the short field at the beginning where they got a field goal on the punt return. So we missed our opportunities for sure, and that's what hurts so much. I have no doubt about how to respond, but the guys are disappointed and frustrated about how this ended up here, because that's the moment we're in.
That was Alabama's first loss in the SEC. They're now 8-2 overall. Oklahoma also improves to 8-2 on the season. In Boston we go. The 1-9 Boston College Eagles hosting 16th ranked Georgia Tech. Fair to say the Yellow Jackets took the Eagles lightly.
Eagles' first drive of the second half, a good one. 6 plays, 61 yards. 2 wides left. Shotgun snap going left to right. Zone read give. McDonald to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Boston College. Jordan McDonald, 14-yard gallop. He's the Eagle in the end zone. What do you say, Maestro? Bow away, my friend. Take a bow, Jordan McDonald. Man, that feels good.
That's John Metaparel from Learfield. Georgia Tech trailed 28-17 late in the third quarter, and even when the Yellow Jackets took back the lead, here comes Boston College.
Tight end to the right is Franklin. Lined up on the line of scrimmage. Hand up. Richard, big hole. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5.
Richard, touchdown! Touchdown, Boston College! Turbo Richard is the Eagle in the end zone. An electrifying run, his second touchdown of the night. And I don't even have to ask.
No bother, just go ahead.
Take a bow, Turbo Richard. You got 6. BC 34, Georgia Tech 33.
The Eagles sniffing an upset, but with under 20 seconds left to play, Georgia Tech would have a chance to win it with a field goal.
Bird triangulates his steps out of the hold of Nichols. He says he's ready. Snap back, set down, booted up, and it is perfect. Aiden Burr delivers again. 11 seconds left, and Georgia Tech regains the lead, 36-34.
Yeah, a little quieter there now. Georgia Tech Sports Network on the call. The comeback kept the Yellow Jackets tied for first place in the ACC with a showdown at home against number 23 Pitt coming up next weekend. The final as Georgia Tech wins 36-34. Georgia Tech head coach Brent Key joined the ACC Network after the win.
Coach Key, what did we just witness?
We won the game. We got a lot of work to continue to do, but we got to win, and happy about that.
What does the double-digit comeback by this group say about their identity?
Well, it says we don't need to be getting in double-digit deficits, but there's a lot of things out there we shouldn't allow that to happen. But we did, credit to them, and we're able to stay the course and stay together and come back.
How do you describe the play of your quarterback Haynes King tonight?
He wants the ball, regardless, and he's special. He is special.
All right, congratulations on the win. You can smile. You did win.
Go Jackets.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio. We are smiling. Hey, be a part of All Night Nation on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Call us at 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It's not college football season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing. We have more college football coming up. We also have a top 10 matchup in college basketball to get to. That's coming up as well. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. It's a huge AFC West showdown.
A one-handed catch, touchdown, Kansas City.
Patrick Mahomes leads the Kansas City Chiefs in a Mile High to face Bo Nix and the first-place Denver Broncos. Coverage begins today at 4 Eastern on ESPN Radio. More SportsCenter All Night coming up next.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Running a business? You know that slow phone systems and missed messages cost you opportunities. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, is the #1 business phone system that streamlines communication, helps teams collaborate seamlessly, and respond to customers 24/7 with their AI agent. Join over 90,000 businesses using Quo. Try it free, then get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN, QUO.com/ESPN. They'll even port your existing numbers for free. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, and their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money at rocketmoney.com/gameday. rocketmoney.com/gameday.
I like things my way, my coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the Vyvgart Hytrulo pre-filled syringe, which contains Efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART myway.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by argenx.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Judson Richards.
ESPN Radio presented by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today. Back to college football in just a moment, but first, how about some college hoops? A top 10 matchup on Saturday. Third-ranked UConn Huskies hosting 7th-ranked BYU Cougars. This will be a good one. In the second half we go, Huskies leading by just 5.
Now Malachi's back to his left, the screen by Caravan. Off the screen of Reed. Smith into the paint. Kicks to Demery. Demery into the paint. Little fadeaway. Good! On the baseline. 10-footer. That's big. And UConn leads 81-74.
The call from Mike Crispino from Learfield. Demery had 21. So did Terrace Reed Jr., also 21 points. He had 8 rebounds. BYU came back, but UConn just held them off 86-84 the final. UConn improves to 4-0. The Cougars, their first loss of the season. They are now 3-1. Back to college football we go. In Pittsburgh, number 22 Pitt Panthers hosting 9th-ranked Notre Dame. Scoreless until Jeremiah sends his love.
Loves the bat, gets the carry, Stunner steps in the hole, now spins across the 50, now he's on the move, over the 40, 30, 20, 10, he's going to go all the way to the house. It's another highlight reel run for Jeremiah Love, 56-yard touchdown, and it takes your breath away.
The call on the Notre Dame Radio Network, 23 carries, 147 yards on the day for Love. Still in the first, Fighting Irish being opportunistic on defense.
Heintzel's got the ball, throws underneath, picked off in midfield, intercepted by Notre Dame. It's going to be a pick 6 across the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Tay Johnson takes it home. 13-0 Notre Dame on back-to-back plays. The Irish are in the end zone.
Notre Dame improves to 8-2 on the season with a 37-15 win atop Pitt. Now to the friendly confines we go. Unranked Northwestern hosting number 18 Michigan. This one at Wrigley Field. Let's go to the final 2 seconds of this game. Wolverines trailing Northwestern 22-21, but a 31-yard field goal in their sights for a walk-off winner.
Greg Tarr will snap it. Hudson Hollenbeck will hold it. Here we go. Snap is good. The ball is placed down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. From
Dominic Sabata will walk it off, and Michigan survives at Wrigley.
That's Doug Karsh from Learfield. Jordan Marshall ran for 142 yards, 2 touchdowns before exiting with an injury. Number 18, Michigan, stayed in the playoff chase by beating Northwestern 24-22 at Wrigley Field. 24th ranked South Florida Bulls on the road to face the Midshipmen Navy, 7-2 on the year and sniffing an upset. Navy holding a lead in the 4th, but here comes the Bulls.
Brown designed run, gets it up the middle, gets into the open field. It's a foot race to the 30, to the 20. That is all. 60 yards. Byram Brown. Touchdown, South Florida.
The call on USF Radio Network. 60 yards is a long run, but 64 is longer.
Woodson in a shotgun look on the snap. He keeps it right side. He's got running room. 40, 45 midfield. Woodson down this near sideline. 35-30. In a race. He's going to win it. 10-5. Touchdown. 64 yards for Braxton Woodson.
The call on Navy Football Radio Network. Midshipmen sink the Bulls with a final of 41-38. In Durham, 19th ranked Virginia Cavaliers taking on unranked Duke. Cavs making a move for a double-digit lead in the second quarter.
The tight end to the right, now tucks in. Close to Morris, who rolls to the far side, sets up the throw back towards the near. Ennis is there, makes the catch, and strolls into the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia. What a play call. What a play design.
Dave Cohn from Virginia Sports Radio Network. Virginia wins 34-17. Unranked Baylor Bears hosting number 13 Utah. This one was close until it wasn't.
Bird Ficklen's going to keep it himself. There he goes again. 35-40, 45-50, stiff arm 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5 touchdown. You gotta be kidding me. He's done it again. Bird Ficklin, 74 yards up the near sideline and into the end zone for a Utah touchdown.
The call on ESPN 700 AM. Ficklin had touchdown runs. How about this? Of 67 and 74 yards. Elijah Davis returned an interception, 65 yards. They win 55-28. This is Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and me, Michelle Smallman. I'll tell you why Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys could kiss their playoff hopes goodbye if they lose to the Raiders on Monday night. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want. Like, all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
Quick break. Want to make a big play on your next paint project? Go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer. Only at the Home Depot. With over 1,000 colors, exceptional hide, and advanced stain blocking, Behr Marquee is built to stand up to real life. No do-overs, no wasted weekends, just bold color and a finish that holds strong. One coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Bear Marquee Interior One Coat Hide Collection.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with the code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Use the promo code SMALLS.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Judson Richards.
Tune in for a football doubleheader today as the Giants host the Packers, followed by Chiefs at the Broncos. Coverage begins at noon Eastern on select ESPN radio stations. And news from All Night Nation. Just hit us up on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio. Top-ranked Ohio State, second-ranked Indiana were in action on Saturday. That's coming up. But first, here's what's at the top of our mind.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter All Night.
In the NBA, New Orleans Pelicans have fired head coach Willie Green after a 2-10 start to the season. Luka Doncic puts up 41 points to propel the Lakers over Giannis and the Bucks. And in college football, number 11 Oklahoma puts on an impressive defensive performance to knock off number 4 Alabama in Tuscaloosa. And for undefeated Texas A&M, it would take the biggest comeback in school history to keep that perfect mark.
Snap to Reed. It's a give, and into the end zone, E.J. Smith, touchdown. We are tied at 30. The comeback down 30-3, and a point after would put A&M in front. Snap placement down, kick is up, and Texas A&M has climbed the mountain. They lead South Carolina 31-30. Minute 19 to go. 4th down and 16. Last gas time for South Carolina. Sellers being chased. Sellers looking nothing. Trying to run against Howell. Can't get by him. Take it down. Turnover on downs. And the greatest comeback in Texas A&M history is complete. And they're going to stay unbeaten to go to 10-0.
That was the call right here on ESPN Radio. Mark Castor, we'll hear from him in just a moment. Previously, teams in the SEC were 0-286 since 2004 when trailing by 27 points or more. That is no longer. Change that 0 to a 1 after this Texas A&M victory. A&M pulls it off. Their linebacker, Torian York, joined Ian Fitzsimmons on college football on ESPN Radio.
What the heck was said at halftime, Torian?
Well, me and Marcel, we went up there in the locker room. We got the entire team up there. They say, it's not our best football. We're not giving everything we got. We're getting out physical. We're getting out effort. And you said, you know what? We got 30 minutes to put it all on the line. We were down by 27 points. It took the entire program, offense, defense, post team, scout team, operations, recruiting, you name it, took the entire program to win that game. I didn't feel any panic at halftime. I didn't feel any. I said, we're going to make this happen. We come back in the locker room, we're going to be victorious. And all you need to do is win by 1 point in order to win the game. And that's what we got done today, man.
What did you learn about this team?
This team got no panic. I'm walking up and down the sideline when we were down 27-3. I said, don't panic. We got this. We're built for this. We've been through hell forever since 1938. I said, this is the year that we change everything. We turn everything around. That's exactly what we did today.
What kind of message did you send to not just the College Football Playoff Committee, but to the rest of the SEC in college football?
We're just going out there and playing our game. Trust me, we have a lot of things to clean up, but the nation is going to see that we're nothing to be played with. We're everything. We're as advertised. All people are trying to knock us on defense and offense, say we played all these guys with fired head coaches, but we're not here now. We play what's on the schedule. Because last year we were 8-5. Everybody said we were terrible. We couldn't win in the SEC. But you know what? We're playing that same exact schedule, but flipped, and we're winning it now. Everybody's trying to discredit us that, and we're not going for that at all. We're just going to stick together. We're going to get ready for Stanford next week.
5-21.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Well, where can I track down that kind of energy? You got to love it. Head coach Mike Elko said at halftime that all things considered, the vibes were good. And they proved it. Speaking of good vibes, let's send it back to our team who had the call, Mark Kestecher and Kelly Stauffer.
Judson, thank you very much. Very excited, happy, celebratory Kyle Field. Still trying to process how Texas A&M flipped the switch down 30-3 at halftime, outscoring South Carolina 28-zip in the second half, and A&M keeps its unbeaten season alive.
Yeah, I would like you to explain in your ability to speak poetically about what we just witnessed. Was that not an amazing college football game?
You know, as badly as Marcel Reed, some decision-making in the first half, outside of a 3rd and goal at the 1 when they had a chance to go up 8 and they turned it over on a backward pass. Outside of that play, it was a perfect second half on both sides.
Yeah, and you knew they would play, Texas A&M would play better in the second half, but you didn't expect this. I didn't expect this, but they're a complete football team, and as we heard from Torian York, they don't give up and they believe in one another. And he was one of the leaders that spoke at halftime, and Marcel Reed was the other one. And whatever they had to say, it was the right words and the right message to his team.
Look, we still, at least coming into the day, had 3 unbeatens at the top, 1, 2, and 3. Indiana escaped last week at Penn State. A&M has to slither back to win. We'll see Ohio State later tonight. They seem to be, the Buckeyes, the most complete, but it still feels very wide open as we head down to the late stages of November.
And don't forget, the Buckeyes have a team named Michigan from up north still left in the season, so they will have to get over that hurdle. But college football is exciting, and we don't have that team that just dominates anymore, and it's going to go down to the wire.
First 10-win season for Texas A&M since 2012 when Johnny Manziel won the Heisman. They rallied down 27, the biggest comeback in the history of Texas A&M football, keeps them unbeaten. 10-0, handing South Carolina its 5th loss of the season. Final score, Texas A&M 31, South Carolina 30. For Kelly Stauffer, I'm Mark Kestecher right here on the exclusive home of the College Football Playoff, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Let's go back to Judson Richards in the studio.
Mark and Kelly, thank you. Great job by you two. And a reminder, 3rd-ranked Aggies, 10-0 for the first time since 1992. How about this one? In Athens, 5th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs, well, they overwhelmed 10th-ranked Texas Longhorns.
The clock will hit 0, and the Dogs have defeated Texas here in Athens tonight in front of another sellout crowd, 35-10. The Dogs with an impressive second half and a dominating fourth quarter. 21 points in the fourth quarters. The Dogs pulled away in a tight game to win this one convincingly tonight.
The call on the Georgia Bulldog Sports Network, also a very gutsy call for an onside kick where they were really able to stack some touchdowns and open this one up. The big reason why, Georgia quarterback Gunnar Stockton threw 4 touchdown passes, ran for a score as well. He also joined Holly Rowe on ABC after the game.
Well, Gunnar, you're out there on the field. It's 4th and 1. What goes through your mind when Coach calls that play?
Just kind of trusting our preparation and just believe in what we do and try to get in the end zone.
Moments later, he asked you to go for it again. How do you step up in that moment again?
Yeah, just preparation. Coach Smart always puts us in 4th and 1, and just being comfortable in that situation.
You guys have the onside kick, and this just really started to transform the game right there. It was a 4-point game before that, and here you go. How did you seize that moment?
Yeah, it was awesome. I didn't even realize we were doing that on the kickoff. It was a big momentum play, and I'm glad it worked out for us.
Your center, Drew Bobo, somebody you've known since you were about 5 years old. He's out there snapping with his hand cut open. What do you say about the grit of him and the rest of your offensive line tonight?
Oh, he's awesome. The whole line's great. They play hard. And, hey, Drew, I mean, his pinky was dangling off last week, and he sewed it up. But it just kind of embodies our offensive line, how hard they are.
Survive and advance. They keep saying this is the team that will not die. You made a statement tonight with a big win over a good Texas team. Instead of surviving, you were thriving tonight. Why?
Yeah, I think you can credit the crowd. Just the preparation we did through the week, the coaches, the game plan they came up with. It was second to none, just all the hard work they put into it.
Georgia now 9-1, 7-1 in the SEC, and winners of 6 in a row. Now to Tuscaloosa, number 4 Alabama, hosting 11th ranked Oklahoma.
The Sooners beat Bama in back-to-back years, and it's over now. Matir hits a knee. Final score in Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma 23 and Alabama 21. Oh, mama!
The call from Toby Rowland from Learfield. Oklahoma scored 17 points off 3 turnovers. Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer on his offense that struggled.
I think we had almost 275 yards in the first half. What's disappointing is the turnovers because, even the interception, we were working in deep into their territory, the interception for a touchdown, and then we just gave them the ball in our own territory a couple times there. So, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but we were facing a very good defense, and we understood that. And, I felt like we were executing better today than we have probably the previous couple weeks against a very good defense.
Alabama hosts Eastern Illinois next. Oklahoma will host Missouri. How about the number 1 team in the country, Ohio State, hosting unranked UCLA in Columbus? Buckeyes push it to a 24-point lead by the second quarter.
1st and 10, Ohio State to the UCLA 19. 17-0 Buckeyes leading. Handoff goes Peoples. Run right side, he goes to the Bruin 15. Peoples to the 10. Hurdles the defender to the 5 and takes it in the end zone for a 19-yard touchdown run by Brandon Peoples, who just leaped over a defender to get in the end zone for the first time this season. James Peoples.
The call from Paul Keels on Learfield. Buckeyes improved to 10-0 with a 48-10 win. In Bloomington we go. 2nd-ranked Indiana hosting Wisconsin. In this one, Hoosiers quarterback Francisco Mendoza completed close to 92% of his passes, including 4 touchdown throws.
2nd and goal at the 5. Wide to the near side. This is Cooper. He comes in motion a bit. Here's the snap back to Fernando. He looks, throws it to the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Indiana. And it's over. Cooper who makes the grab, and there was nobody around him.
Don Fisher from Learfield on the call. Number 2 Indiana beats Wisconsin 31-7 for the first 11-0 mark in school history. The Hoosiers can clinch their first Big Ten title game appearance and likely a second straight playoff berth by winning their season finale at rival Purdue. 7th-ranked Ole Miss hosting the 3-7 Florida Gators. Close in the 4th quarter, Ole Miss trying to capitalize in the red zone.
Lacey's in formation to take a direct snap from the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. There's the snap. He's going to run it left side. He gets to the goal line. He lands on the plane. It's a touchdown! The Rebels are going to win this one. 10-1.
That's David Callum from Learfield. Rebels take down the Gators final 34-24. Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss joined ESPN Radio's Game Night. Here he is on the win and the team's desire to just win.
It was a tough win. The fans brought the juice today. Just appreciate everybody for coming out. We just played a complete game, and defense really showed up in the second half with that shutout. And, offense, executed well in the second half as well. So. I feel like this team is special this year. I feel like we, just keep finding ways to win. And it's not any egos or people that, want the ball or anything like that. It's just we just want to win here, and we find ways to win. So, being down at Oklahoma and then, coming back and, securing that win. And then obviously we couldn't get it done against Georgia, but, we put up a hell of a fight, honestly. And if things were different, if we play them again, I feel like things would be different, to be honest. But, this team's special, like I said. And, I'm glad that I'm an Ole Miss Rebel, and I'm glad that, I'm with this team.
All right, good stuff there from Chambliss. How about a top 25 matchup in Los Angeles? Number 17 USC hosting number 21 Iowa. Hawkeyes led the entire way until the 4th.
2 receivers set. Handoff. Jackson plunges ahead. Touchdown Trojans. And USC, which was once down 2 touchdowns, has the lead for the first time today. 25-21 USC over Iowa. 13:36 to play in the game.
This one heard right here on ESPN Radio. Wide receiver Mekhi Lemon made 10 catches for 153 yards and a second-half touchdown. USC scored 19 straight points to keep its college football playoff hopes alive with a 26-21 victory over the Hawkeyes. Mekhi Lemon joined Mike Peasley after his big day.
Mackay, 10 catches today, 153 yards in these kind of conditions. How were you able to be so successful?
Man, I just put all my trust in my team. We put in the work during the week so we can come out here and execute. I owe it all to my team.
You guys were down 21-10 at halftime. What changed in the second half?
Man, we just had to come out and play SC Brandon football. The first half we ain't play our best. We just come out here and get the job done. That's what we did tonight.
What is it about the connection that you and Jacoby have with your quarterback?
I feel like this connection we build during the week. We come out here and we don't really think too much. All the hard work that we put in, it's paying off.
Able now to look ahead towards next week. You've got a game at Oregon, certainly a lot of playoff implications for that one. What will it take for this USC football team to keep this rolling?
Just keep doing what we're doing, man. Go back to the drawing board, fix what we need to fix on, come out and play our best.
On a rainy day in Southern California, let's send it back to our crew who had the call, Mike Cousins and Tom Ramsey.
Thank you, Judson. Under rainy conditions, USC prevails against Iowa, 26-21. The final score, number 17 USC with a win over 21st-ranked Iowa. It did not start well for the Trojans. They went down 14-0. Iowa scored on 3 of its first 4 drives, and then the Trojans defense pitched a shutout in the second half to prevail by 5, get the win, keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, Danton Lynn, the defensive coordinator for SC, making the adjustments at halftime, and really the defense came out and played lights out in the second half and really held Iowa, who looked really good in the first half. And, Mike, when you have that top 25 matchup, both teams really... they brought their A game in inclement weather. I thought the conditions had a little something to do with it. And then all of a sudden, Jaden Maeva he settled down, settled into the zone, and threw the ball with authority, but also with precision. And, I tell you, I gave him the player of the game because 23 of 32, 254 touchdown, never threw an interception. It was how he led his team, more importantly, on key downs, and he was able to extend plays at different times, but, boy, the balls he threw were right on target.
A really impressive game as the Trojans improved to 8-2. Their only losses this year by 10 to Notre Dame and by just 2 to Illinois. They'll close out the season visiting Oregon next week and then home against UCLA. Iowa with the loss, likely to drop out of the top 25. They fall to 6-4, 4-3 in the Big Ten, and they lose consecutive regular season games for the first time in more than 3 years. From LA, a final on Saturday afternoon, USC 26-21 over Iowa. For Tom Ramsey, I'm Mike Cousins, right here on the exclusive home of the College Football Playoff, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app. Let's go back to Judson Richards in the studio.
Mike, Tom, thank you. Iowa up next. They will take on Michigan State. USC, a tough matchup coming up next weekend against Oregon. This is Sports Center All Night on ESPN Radio. News from All Nine Nation. Just hit us up on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. We've got some NBA action. We also have our top sounds coming up. This is ESPN Radio.
The College Football Playoff.
Scoop and score! How about my God?
We got a national championship for Chase.
You put in a tremendous amount of work to get to this point. Give it all.
It begins with round 1 on December 19th and 20th on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. More Sports Center All Night coming up next.
When I started my business, I used my personal phone for everything. But as we grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. With Quo, you can call and text customers from one app on your phone or computer. Plus, Quo's AI agent answers after hours, so you never miss a lead. All that for just $15 a month. Join 90,000 businesses using Quo. Try it for free at quo.com/ESPN. That's QUO.com/ESPN.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, and their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money at rocketmoney.com/gameday. rocketmoney.com/gameday.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I like things my way, my coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the Vyvgart Hytrulo pre-filled syringe, which contains efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART myway.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by Argenix.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Judson Richards.
ESPN Radio presented by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today. We'll get to some NBA coming up in just a moment, but right now, time for Top Sounds with Marty Hausberger.
SportsCenter All Night.
Oh, my goodness. Check it out on SportsCenter tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you ready to take?
Number 5.
Judson, we start with SEC football. Mississippi's Trinidad Chambliss connects with Dejon Stribling. The Rebels regain the lead on Florida. David Kellum had it from Learfield.
5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Got to get the snap. There it is. And he's in the pocket to throw, and he's got a man wide open at the 30 on an in route to the 20 to the 15. Is Stribling. He might go. He's in the end zone. He got tripped up, but he stumbled his way the last 5 yards, fell in the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Number 4.
Bird Ficklin rips one for Utah as the Utes roll on ESPN 700 AM.
Bird Ficklin's going to keep it himself. There he goes again, 35-40, 45-50, stiff arm 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5, touchdown. You got to be kidding me. He's done it again. Bird Ficklin, 74 yards up the near sideline and into the end zone for a Utah touchdown.
Number 3.
Navy's Braxton Woodson with a long score in the Midshipmen's upset of South Florida on the Navy Football Radio Network.
Woodson in a shotgun look on the snap. He keeps it right side. He's got running room. 40, 45 midfield. Woodson down this near sideline, 35-30. In a race. He's going to win it. 10-5. Touchdown. 64 yards for Braxton Woodson.
Number 2.
Alabama's Ty Simpson picked off by Oklahoma's Eli Bowen to get the Sooners off to a great start. Toby Rowland on the call from Learfield.
Man in motion is Hill. There's the snap. Quick throw across the middle. Intercepted. Eli Bowen's got it. 20 on the return. 30. Only one man to beat. He's in midfield. It's a race. There goes Bowen. 30. Cuts near side. Still on his feet. 20 at the 10. They're not going to get him. Pick 6. They did it to him again. Pick 6. This time Eli Bowen Touchdown Sooners. Oh, mama.
Number 1.
Michigan walks it off in Wrigley, besting Northwestern at the buzzer. Doug Karsch with the game winner from Learfield.
Here we go. Snap is good. The ball is placed down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Dominic Sabata will walk it off. And Michigan survives at Wrigley.
Those are our top sounds. Well done, Marty Hausberger. What a day it was. This full Saturday of sports. One note, by the way, from college football. Number 12, BYU takes down TCU with a final of 44-13. Cougars improved to 9-1 on this season. How about that NBA action? The 8-5 Milwaukee Bucks hosting the 9-4 Los Angeles Lakers. Third quarter we go. Another big night for Luka.
To top of the key, Maxi Kleber, who gives it to Luka. Luka at the top of the key, shoots a three. Good. Boy, they needed it. 87-70. 1 minute to go.
The call on 710 ESPN LA. Luka went for 41 points, 9 rebounds. Lakers stretched their lead to 20 in the fourth.
Bounce pass to Reeves. Driving down the middle, over to Kleber. Kleber back to Reeves for 3. Got it. And Reeves has hit 3 threes in the fourth quarter that may turn out to be the difference in this game.
Reeves added 25 points, 8 assists. Lakers beat the Bucks 119-95. Giannis 32 points, 10 rebounds in a losing effort. Denver Nuggets going for their 7th win in a row, facing the Timberwolves in Minnesota. We're tied at 92 in the fourth.
Valanciunas hands it off over to Murray. Kick out 3, Bruce Brown. Good! Denver back in the lead by 3, 95-92.
The call on the Altitude Radio Network, the Nuggets would open it up late. Tim Hardaway Jr. went for 20 points in that one. Nuggets take down the Timberwolves with a final of 123-112 for their 7th consecutive victory. Memphis Grizzlies on a 3-game skid facing the Cavs in Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell scored 30 points, including 14 in the fourth quarter, over 4 minutes to rally the Cavs to a 108-100 victory. And the top team in the Western Conference, the 12-1 Oklahoma City Thunder in Charlotte, they take down the Hornets as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scores 33 points. Chet Holmgren added 25 points. Thunder win 109-96. That will do it for us. For our producer, Stephen Risser, our technical director, Jake Boson, I'm Judson Richards. Best week ever is next. You're listening to ESPN Radio.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and me, Chris Canty. From Week 11 in the NFL to a huge weekend of college football. I'll recap it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6 right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
The latest NBA Topps collection is now available at Lid Stores, your new home for all things Topps trading cards. The collection features one-of-a-kind autographs from LeBron James, Victor Wembanyama, and the first professional autographed cards from rookies Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, and Ace Bailey. Text NBA to 29017 to sign up for text messaging and for your chance to win an NBA Topps Hobby Box. You'll also receive a coupon for 20% off your next in-store headwear or apparel purchase. Exclusions apply. See a Lid's teammate for details. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
Quick break. Got your fire safety game plan? When it comes to your home, every second matters. That's why we trust Kidde smoke alarms. They're built to respond fast and cut down on false alarms, so you can act with confidence when it counts. And now you can upgrade to over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidde's latest technology. It's more time to react and more peace of mind. That's why Kidde is North America's #1 home fire safety brand. So whether you're upgrading or installing for the first time, go with the alarms that deliver performance when it matters most. Kidde, help protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products based on total household installations as of December 2023.
What
would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada?
Yes, please. Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/streaming and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/streaming.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Bankin. We start with college football and another eventful Saturday. The game which shook up the postseason positioning the most came in Alabama, where the Crimson Tide went down to defeat at home to Oklahoma.
Under a minute. 4th and 6. Snap. Simpson looks left. Throws out to the left. It's broken up. Incomplete. Peyton Bowen knocked it down. Peyton Bowen knocked it down.
Peyton Bowen did indeed knock down the ball. That helped seal the victory for Oklahoma. The call by Toby Rowland from Learfield as number 11 Oklahoma takes down number 4 Alabama 23-21. It's the first conference loss for the Tide this season. The comeback of the day came from Texas A&M. Despite being down by 27 at the half, the Yankees stormed back for a 31-31 over South Carolina. They are now 10-0. 14 fourth-quarter points propelled number 7 Ole Miss past Florida 34-24. Number 5 Georgia rolled past 10th-ranked Texas 35-10. The pros take the field today, eating with another international game this morning in Spain. It'll be the Commanders taking on the Dolphins. Coming up later today on select ESPN radio outlets, our doubleheader begins with the Packers and Giants. Coverage starts at noon Eastern. That'll be followed with coverage at 4 Eastern by the AFC West showdown between the Chiefs and Broncos in Denver. To the NBA, where Luka Doncic outdueled Giannis in Milwaukee. He had 41 to lead the Lakers to a 119-95 win. Giannis finished with 32. Also last night, another triple-double for Nikola Jokic. 27 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists as the Nuggets beat the Timberwolves 123-112. College hoops last night. Number 3 UConn got past 7th-ranked BYU 86-84.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty, coming up Monday from Week 11 in the NFL to college football. I'll recap it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
City in the Deep South. This is the best week ever with Peter Burns and Courtney Cronin on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
You the best. You the best. You the best.
Indeed it is. Best week ever on ESPN Radio. Peter Burns, not Courtney Cronin, although CC will be along for the ride here in about an hour and a half. My man Matt Schick going to save us here on this fine Sunday morning. Decent little weekend of football. Schick.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Week 12. I mean, we had some drama in the early window. We had some drama in the late window, and throughout the afternoon, it was good. Not a lot of upsets, but enough drama to keep you entertained.
There's no doubt about that. We'll talk about some kind of contract extensions. We'll talk about interesting press conferences. And should the Group of Five actually even be in the playoff? Should they be even allowed to exist? I joke, I jest. All right, without further ado, you know we could be a part of the Best Week Ever Nation on that Dr. Pepper call-in line. 888-SAY-ESPN is the number, 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation is presented by Dr. Pepper. It's not a college football season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing.
This is the biggest story of the week ever.
I love chaos, and we got a little bit of it this week. Me and Chris Doring on our show, SEC This Morning, Schick, had both come out and picked Oklahoma to win against Alabama. Yeah, and thought, hey, defensively they're going to look good, and right from the jump, courtesy of Learfield, Toby Rowland, Ty Simpson, that's a pick six.
Man in motion is Hill. There's the snap. Quick throw across the middle. Intercepted. Eli Bowen's got it 20. On the return 30. Only one man to beat. He's at midfield. It's a race. There goes Bowen. 30. Cuts near side. Still on his feet. 20. At the 10. They're not going to get him. Pick six. They did it to him again. Pick six. This time Eli Bowen. Touchdown Sooners. Oh, mama.
This is a situation, Matt, where Alabama and Ty Simpson had only turned, one interception all season long. I mean, Ty had done such a great job with the ball, but Oklahoma having 2 weeks to prepare, even without our Mason Thomas, they were dominant. I mean, that was like Nick Saban's 2012 teams that were really good, even like mid-2010s. It's like they were the ones who showed up in the crimson and white. That was as impressive a defensive game as I've seen in a long, long time.
It was fantastic. Look, they had a shade over 200 yards and won the game.
Won the game.
That's all about defense. Fewest points, fewest yards in a win in about 20 years. And they got it done. And this is certainly a defensive-driven team. You got concerns about the offense if you're Oklahoma, but to your point, you get 17 points off 3 turnovers in the game. Without that, you don't win the game. Alabama and Ty Simpson in that second half was just a very different quarterback. They blitzed him a little bit more. He could not get it done. And frankly, tip of the hat to Brent Venables. That's as large of a win as he has had and as he needed.
Again, and doing it without your best player, R. Mason Thomas. Here's what Kalen DeBoer, the Alabama head coach, had to say about the reaction to the upset loss.
Really disappointed in the outcome, and that we played a lot of great snaps out there, but the turnover battle obviously got killed there, and that became the game. And we've done a great job of taking care of it. We've done a good job of taking it off of teams, and I think probably 17 points coming off of turnovers and the short field at the beginning where they got a field goal on the punt return. So, we missed our opportunities for sure, and that's what hurt so much. I have no doubt about how to respond, but, the guys are disappointed and frustrated about how this ended up here because that's the moment we're in.
And that's the moment that they were in. It was a moment in which the OU locker room was singing Dixieland Delight and Sweet Home Alabama. They were enjoying that victory, and rightfully so. No one's really go into Tuscaloosa recently and won. It had been 17 straight home wins for Kalen DeBoer's for the Tide at home. The last time that they had lost to an SEC squad in T-Town, 2019 LSU, when LSU went on that run of the century. And so with that victory, Oklahoma stays alive. Alabama is now on the ropes, but that wasn't even the most interesting game that we had of the week. Right from the jump, it was all Gamecocks.
Sellers going to run it to the right now. Throw it as an open receiver. Harbor has it at the 35. Breaks a tackle 40. Down the middle of the field 50. To the 40 to the 30. Can they catch the speedster? To the 10. They won't get him. Nick Harbor. Touchdown. 80 yards. 26-3. South Carolina absolutely stunning. Third-ranked and unbeaten Texas A&M.
Marcel Reed would throw another interception right before half. It would be 30-3 at halftime. One of the worst halves of football I have ever seen. I'm not talking about just on any level. Just any level. That's what Aggies did in that first half, and then this happened the second.
Snap to Reed, steps up in the pocket, sights a receiver, middle of the field, throws it toward the end zone. Oh, touchdown! Ashton Bethel Roman, who's had drop after drop, that time hauled it in, and the A&M comeback continues.
Followed by one of the greatest halves of football I have ever seen in my life, Matt Schick.
They gave up, in the first half, Texas A&M gave up 371 total yards and had 76 yards. No, they gave up 312 in the first half. Second half, they gave up 76. Texas A&M did. I mean, it was a tale of two halves, a tale of two games. Third time in program history they've rallied from a deficit of 20 or more points. A&M was plus 800 on the live money line at one point. The odds to win was around 97%,
97.3%, yes.
For South Carolina sometime in the third quarter. It was a fantastic second-half performance. Talked to Marcel Reed on College Game Day yesterday on ESPN Radio. Just said the mood in the locker room at halftime was, look, we're now against the clock, guys. We just got to score as many points as we can, and hopefully there's time left when it's over. And there was. I will never forget, though, Peter Burns, the image of Shane Beamer walking into the locker room at halftime with his arms outstretched and firing up the crowd.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you're here?
Yes. And as Stanford Steve tweeted out, they require you to play the full 60 in College Station. My goodness, what a bad look.
16 of 20 for 298 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's what Marcel Reed had in that second half, which, again, I've never seen a man that do more to cater any type of a Heisman run. I mean, he had 3 bad turnovers early in that game, and it could have been 5 in the first half. And all of a sudden, it was like the men in black, like all right, here we go. And that was scary what A&M can do. Listen to Torian York here, and the Texas A&M linebacker with Ian Fitzsimmons right after the game, because he talks about what you guys talked about yesterday with Marcel Reed about what that locker room was like.
What the heck was said at halftime, Torian?
Well, me and Marcel, we went up there in the locker room. We got the entire team up there. They say, it's not our best football. We're not giving everything we got. We're getting out physical. We're getting out effort. And you said, you know what? We got 30 minutes to put it all on the line. We were down by 27 points. It took the entire program, offense, defense, post team, scout team, operations, recruiting, you name it, took the entire program to win that game. I didn't feel any panic at halftime. I didn't feel any. I said, we're going to make this happen. We come back in the locker room, we're going to be victorious. And all you need to do is win by 1 point in order to win the game. And that's what we got done today, man.
What did you learn about this team?
This team got no panic. I'm walking up and down the sideline when we were down 27-3. I said, don't panic. We got this. We're built for this. We've been through hell forever since 1938. I said, this is the year that we change everything. We turn everything around. That's exactly what we did today.
What kind of message did you send to not just the College Football Playoff Committee, but to the rest of the SEC in college football?
We're just going out there and playing our game. Trust me, we have a lot of things to clean up, but the nation is going to see that we're nothing to be played with. We're everything. We're as advertised. All people trying to knock us on defense and offense, say we played all these guys with fired head coaches, but we're not here now. We play what's on the schedule. Because after we were 8-5, everybody said we were terrible. We couldn't win in the SEC, but you know what? We're playing the same exact schedule, but flipped, and we're winning. And now everybody's trying to discredit us, and we're not going for that at all. We're just going to stick together. We're going to get ready for Stanford next week.
5-21.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
All right, Torian York. Fired up, my man.
Even Jimbo Fisher's like, slow down.
Whoa. Kevin Sumlin's like, pump the brakes, buddy. Battered Aggie syndrome is a real thing, and my goodness, the way that they got out of it is like somebody being, afraid of heights, and then deciding, you know what, we're going to go parachute. Let's go. I like skydiving. Come on, right now. And they got it done. What a victory for A&M. I'm trying to think what was a cooler mood, like A&M winning that game that way, the way Lane Kiffin won that game at home against Florida. We'll break that down. Or this. Courtesy of Learfield on the call, Doug Karsh has the game winner at Wrigley.
Greg Tarr will snap it. Hudson Hollenbeck will hold it. Here we go. Snap is good. The ball is placed down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Dominic Sabata will walk it off. And Michigan survives at Wrigley.
So, just the scene itself, I can't imagine what it would be like. Kickers don't get a lot of love, especially hashtag college kickers. But to be able to keep your team's college football playoff hopes alive, and that's what happened with Michigan. But to do it, and literally as you're kicking the field goal, it basically go out of the stadium in Wrigley, that was all-time scenes.
It goes onto Sheffield Avenue. It goes over the left field stands,
so
left center
cool.
field. It was great. And he had missed a couple of field goals there as well. They turned the ball over 5 times in this game and found a way to win. It was a remarkable win, one the Big Ten certainly needed. David Braun at Northwestern, solid club. They played well. That'll be a tough one to swallow. But Michigan getting it done, and yes, a home run. I don't know if they threw if a Northwestern fan
threw it
had
back in there,
outfield,
like,
threw it back from that's a long throw. That's a long throw for a football.
It's a big victory, though, for the Big Ten. Michigan stays alive. USC got a late comeback against Iowa. And then, of course, you still had Indiana look great with Fernando Mendoza and Julian Sayin, and the whole crew for the Buckeyes looked great as well. All right, we'll break down all of those games, including an incredibly interesting press conference with Lane Kiffin after his victory against Florida. He's Matt Schick. I'm Peter Burns, and this is the best week ever on ESPN Radio.
The traditions. The rivalries. The drama.
Every week there was something magical.
This is the most wide open college football season we've had ever.
1, 2, 3. College football lives here. ESPN Radio.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Running a business? You know that slow phone systems and missed messages cost you opportunities. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, is the #1 business phone system that streamlines communication, helps teams collaborate seamlessly, and respond to customers 24/7 with their AI agent. Join over 90,000 businesses using Quo. Try it free, then get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN, QUO.com/ESPN. They'll even port your existing numbers for free. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, and their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money at rocketmoney.com/gameday. rocketmoney.com/gameday.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
He's in formation to take a direct snap from the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. There's the snap. He's going to run it left side. He gets to the goal line. He lands on the plane. It's a touchdown. The Rebels are going to win this one. 10-1.
Now that's some Southern play calling right there, or calling of a game by David Kellum from Learfield IMG. Yeah, that is as SEC of an SEC call as you can get. Play it one more time just so you hear the twang. Can you re-rag it? Listen to this twang that you got.
Lacey's in formation to take a direct snap from the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. There's the snap. He's going to run it left side. He gets to the goal line. He lands on the plane. It's a touchdown. The Rebels are going
I don't think he's going to be applying for like the play-by-play voice of the NFL's New York Giants anytime soon. I mean, it's a tough one to get.
I don't think that's going to necessarily happen. But David Kellum, the voice of the Rebels, and they were screaming, and it was loud. It was spectacular. Lane Kiffin and the Rebels win 34-24 in Oxford, and it was such an interesting dynamic leading into the week. I mean, let's just call it the elephant in the room. Lane Kiffin's the belle of the ball when it comes to college football coaching carousel. He's over at Ole Miss. He's had a lot of success there. And the question is will he stay at Ole Miss? He's got a contract extension on his desk that has not been signed when other coaches across the country have signed those contract extensions. And then the team that was coming into town were the Florida Gators. And Florida gave them everything they can handle. And I thought they might lay down early. They were down 10-0. You're thinking, all right, they started throwing the ball around the park. You had Jaden Ball running it really well. A couple of weird throws from Trinidad Chambliss, who kind of looked finally like the moment was getting big for him. And he was a Division II quarterback. But then it was just Kewan Lacey. And how impressive was that young man last night?
He was great the entire game. I mean, you look at the roster, or you look at the box score at halftime. Like, how is Ole Miss trailing in this game? They had everything going offensively, and give a lot of credit to Florida and this team for being able to muster, some semblance of an offense. And DJ Lagway was threading the needle, had a good long pass for a touchdown to Sturdivant. And then, Ole Miss finds a way. There was a moment there in that game where you could play this out and go, oh, my goodness, if Ole Miss loses this,
oh, buddy,
you would have a couple of SEC teams at the end of the regular season, and Alabama and Ole Miss trying to avoid their third conference loss in rivalry game. Egg Bowl, Iron Bowl would have been incredible. The Iron Bowl still will be, but that Egg Bowl could have had extra spice to it if Ole Miss fell.
Because that's in Starkville. That's against Mississippi State. That could have been a college football playoff game of the line. Think about Alabama going to Auburn at Jordan here for the Iron Bowl. You would have had Texas at home versus A&M with their playoffs on the line. You could have Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt with their playoffs on the line at Tennessee. I mean, again, the drama that was out there, but now the drama inside Oxford is whether or not Lane Kiffin will stay. The Florida Gators are probably by far number one in the handicapping race, so to land his services next year. Here's what Lane Kiffin was asked about leaving Ole Miss after the win.
Yeah, I think the last chapter thing makes me feel like I'm like 80 years old, So I don't like being old, so I don't really like that part of the story that makes me feel like I'm on my last chapter. So I love what we're doing here. Today was awesome, and I don't talk about that stuff. And really to even talk about it right now would be so disrespectful to our players and how well they played today. We got a lot of things going here, doing really well, and I love it here. So,
yeah, these things can be true. He loves it here. He's excited about it, and that he's not staying in Oxford. I mean, what did you make of that shit?
It sounds like he's gone. That's what. If I'm an Ole Miss fan, I try to put my Ole Miss fan hat on here. I hear that, I go. He's referencing the last chapter, although that was in the question, so I'll try to discount that. But I love it here. It's disrespectful to talk about that. The fact is, his name has been surfacing for so long in this job cycle that there's been so many opportunities for a contract to be done right now. He did have the 1 year that was automatically extended to his contract.
That's because of state law in Mississippi. Yes,
the 7th regular season win, so it gets triggered for a 1 year contract extension. But you look at the other coaches that have been extended at this point. I mean, Elko gets his extension, Rhett Lashley gets his extension, Kurt Signetti, Matt Rule, go down the list. There are 3 that have not. Clark Lee, Eli Drinkwitz, Lane Kiffin. And Lane Kiffin's right at the top of the list.
There was no better time for a man that loves content. And I said this earlier in the week. There would have been no better moment for Lane Kiffin to win that game at home in front of the team that wants him really bad and all their boosters, and to sit there and win and go to and take the mic right after the game, get on the PA announcement system at Vaughn Hemingway and be like, Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, they literally, I'm here. I'm a rebel for life. And they literally would have carried him off the field into the Grove, over to the library, would have had the greatest night in the history of the world. But he didn't do it. And I think that tells you what you need to know. And I don't know how you handle this if you're Lane Kiffin. Okay, all joking aside, I don't like the fact that he continues to play footsie with the fan bases out there, because it's kind of like, all right, I can't believe you're asking me that question when I'm tweeting all of these things and these tea leaves out there, right? I don't like that about Lane, but I'm trying to think of how do you handle this? If you are leaving to Florida, Schick, do you say it? It seems to be a horrible kept secret that he's 1 foot out of the door. What do you owe to the Ole Miss team? What do you owe to the media? How would you handle this?
Well, you don't owe them anything. Like if he's likely going to leave, you handle it like he has. Like, I'm not talking. All you have to do is, I'm not talking about any job stuff until the end of the season. Like, there's no point on me addressing it. There's no point on me saying I'm staying, I'm leaving. We're focused on the here and now, and we're focused on what's happening here. And if a contract extension comes out, then you'll hear about that. If it doesn't, you won't hear about that. And guys, just stop asking me. Let's focus. We have a college football playoff. We have a national championship to win. And here's the thing. Remember when he was in those Auburn rumors a few years ago, the season kind of tanked for Lane Kiffin. And so I think he's learned we've got to just eliminate all that and not even discuss it. And I've got to just keep that at arm's length here, because regardless, he's going to make serious bank. He says it's never been about the money. Well, if it's not about the money and he hasn't signed the contract extension, then we kind of get a feeling about how this is going to end here.
And it doesn't involve him staying in Oxford. And at the end of the day, I guess you look at it and go, guys, this is like we're all seniors. This is our last year of high school. We're all going to have fun. We're going to go out blaze of glory. And I think that's going to be the feeling that sets in. I'm curious to see how he massages that message over the next couple of weeks. And of course, go ahead.
And here's the other thing, Peter, before we hit a break. What does this look like in the postseason with the college football playoff?
Fascinating.
How do you even, if you're going to leave for Florida, how and when do you even do it?
And when do you announce
that's going to be fascinating.
You've got an early signing day coming up at the first part of December. Then the transfer portal opens. And, of course, nobody works the transfer portal better than Lane Kiffin. It's fascinating to look at that timing. Also fascinating to see the timing of the college football playoff rankings coming out, and big changes to the committee as well. Heather Dinich going to join us next. Peter Burns, Matt Schick, best week ever on ESPN Radio.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
We have seen this Packer offense be dominant at times. What are we going to get week to week?
Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers head to MetLife to face the New York Giants.
The Giants, they have dismissed Brian Daboll.
The Packers at the Giants. Coverage begins today at noon Eastern with kickoff at 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore. Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice. So many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat. Grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Quick break. Got your fire safety game plan? When it comes to your home, every second matters. That's why we trust Kidde smoke alarms. They're built to respond fast and cut down on false alarms, so you can act with confidence when it counts. And now you can upgrade to over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidde's latest technology. It's more time to react and more peace of mind. That's why Kidde is North America's #1 home fire safety brand. So whether you're upgrading or installing for the first time, go with the alarms that deliver performance when it matters most. Kidde, Help protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with the code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Use the promo code SMALLS.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Benkin. First up, college football. Another busy Saturday. There were some major matchups. One in Athens where number 5 Georgia took care of business against 10th-ranked Texas 35-10. Game which shook up potential postseason positioning came at Tuscaloosa. Number 11 Oklahoma took down number 4 Alabama 23-21. The first loss of the season in the conference for the Tide. Well, how do you spell comeback? On Saturday was AGGIES. Despite being down by 27 at the half, Texas A&M came back to beat South Carolina 31-30. Coach Mike Elko talked about what it took to pull off the comeback.
Yeah, I think unbelievable grit, unbelievable togetherness. They obviously got to play really bad at the start of the game. That starts it, but they don't blink. They don't. We've been in a lot of these situations. We found ways to find wins. No one panicked on our sideline, and we just made a heck of a lot of plays in the second half.
The Aggies are now 10-0. Number 7 Ole Miss outscored Florida in the fourth 14-0 and picked up a 34-24 home win. To the NFL, where Sunday's slate kicks off with another international game. Coming up in about 2 hours in Spain, the Dolphins battle the Commanders. Later today on select ESPN radio outlets, it'll be the Giants hosting the Packers as Mike Kafka makes his interim head coaching debut. Our coverage kicks off at noon Eastern from North Jersey. That'll be followed at 4 Eastern by the Chiefs and the Broncos in an AFC West showdown. To the NBA, another night, another triple-double for Nikola Jokic. He had 27 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. Nuggets beat the Timberwolves 123-112. Luka Doncic with 41. Lakers over the Bucks 118-85.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, we look ahead to a huge Monday night game for Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, plus Damian Woody in studio at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Third down for the Dogs, 3rd and goal from the 4. 3 tight ends. Josh McCray, I formation, fake the toss. Gunner rolls to the left, bootleg, wide open to the end zone. Can he get there? You bet he can. Touchdown, Gunner.
Death Taxes and Kirby Smart owning the Texas Longhorns. It was a beatdown. 35-10. And there's certain games in which you can just see a look in a coach's eye and go, this thing is over. Like, if Vegas knew what we saw right now, I remember that before the TCU national championship game. Me and Chris Dorian were on the sidelines, Matt Schick, and we're sitting there talking to, just amongst ourselves, and we see Kirby, and we're like, oh, my God, they're about to absolutely destroy TCU. And I had that look from Kirby Smart yesterday, and that's exactly what they did as we bring in Heather Dinich.
Doing an onside kick up 11. Let's go.
I mean, he goes for it on fourth down. And traditionally, Heather Dinich joining us right now here, courtesy of the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Heather, Kirby Smart's traditionally pretty conservative, and for him to have that fourth down call, for him to then go on the onside kick, there was just a look in his eye that was like, we're gonna show a message today.
And they did, because they've been using the second half to show what they've got, and they came out firing on all cylinders. And I just thought it was, one of those wins that you don't want to play Georgia in November ever, right? And it was a reminder of that for all the questions that there may have been early in the season as they started to figure some stuff out, some questions about the defense, some second half, performances. No, not Saturday night.
Heather Dinich joining us. One of the things I put on, I commented on last week, I said, Texas could split these two games and make the college football playoff, but the caveat was lose a close one at Georgia or lose a close one to Texas A&M and then win the other game. That was not close last night. There are those that are already saying Texas is eliminated. I know you're not going to go that far, but how far do you expect them to tumble, and what are their chances now?
So I had them, and you can't see it obviously, but I had them at number 13, right on the bubble behind BYU and Utah, and I was up late watching BYU guys because had the Cougars lost, which they didn't, to TCU, I would have moved Texas up, and they would still be in the top 12, but out of the conversation to make room for a conference champion. And I still have them above Vandy because of that head-to-head win. So while they're out of the playoff picture today, and deservedly so, we still got conference championship games. Do they still have Texas A&M? There are a lot of things that can still happen above them, and if they handle their business and beat Arkansas and the Aggies, then we could be having a different conversation.
Heather Dinich joining us here in Best Week Ever, always presented by Progressive Insurance. And Heather, what changed the formula, the Boast last night? Was it Oklahoma and them knocking off Alabama? Was it something else? Was it Duke finally losing that kind of changes up the ACC race as well?
No, it was definitely Oklahoma getting a second straight road win against Alabama. And that's going to be the selection committee's biggest question this week is how do they shake out those two loss teams? So you've got Oklahoma, Alabama, and Notre Dame. And to me, Oklahoma and Alabama are a package deal. And you either put them above Notre Dame or you put them below Notre Dame. But because of the Sooners' head-to-head win against the Tide, I would be surprised if they weren't right next to each other in the ranking. And I projected them to go ahead of Notre Dame because both of them have better wins, period. If the committee puts Notre Dame ahead of both of those teams, it would simply be because they like what they see on film better from the Irish than what they do against Oklahoma or Bama. But now Oklahoma's got 3 top 25 wins, back-to-back road wins against Tennessee and Alabama. Alabama has that 4-game streak against Georgia, Vandy, Mizzou, and Tennessee. And Notre Dame's best wins are against Pitt and USC, which are good. And Notre Dame's playing great. They're still a playoff team. I just wonder if the committee shakes that order up a bit with the 2 loss teams and they have a new top 2 loss in the Sooners.
Iron Bowl now coming up in a couple of weeks carries a little more spice to it, and I was looking forward to it. Ole Miss, a 2-loss Ole Miss heading to Starkville for the Egg Bowl as well. That would have been a very interesting end to the regular season. But how would you characterize now Auburn or Alabama's standing with the playoff? They've got such a fabulous resume, yet we haven't seen a 3-loss team make it as an at-large.
Right. Look, they're in must-win mode. They can't lose the Iron Bowl. They cannot lose the Iron Bowl. And when you talk about 3-loss teams and Texas hovering there, I go back to last year when Alabama was the committee's highest-ranked 3-loss team. They were number 11 on Selection Day, but they were out of the playoff to make room for another conference champion. But losing to Auburn, rivalry or not, would be devastating because that would be 2 bad losses people forget the Florida State loss still happened, right? So, and with Texas, the Florida loss happened. So those are part of the committee's conversation.
Indiana, Ohio State, both easy, no doubters. Indiana destroys Wisconsin 31-7. Wisconsin playing a backup quarterback. Same thing right now. Ultimately for UCLA, as Nico Iamaleava wasn't able to go, and Julian Sand, those crew beat them 48-10. So you'll have probably Ohio State and then Indiana. How do you handle the A&M game? Do you look at it as like, God, they look like they're horrible, or do you look like A&M in the second half, which was gangbusters?
Yeah, it depends on which A&M team the committee votes for, right? I would be surprised to see it change, honestly, because they did find a way to win in epic fashion, and they're still undefeated, and I think the pecking order stays the same, with Georgia just moving up to that number 4 spot and getting a first round bye if the playoff were today at the expense of Alabama.
Sticking with the Big Ten, USC visits Oregon this week. USC comes back to beat Iowa. It'll be real interesting to see how high they go. You just feel like if they win out, they're going to get in. Is there room for both USC and Oregon, or do we look at next week as an elimination game regardless of who loses?
That's a great question, because my gut answer to that is USC would take Oregon's place. Because Oregon, aside from the win against Iowa, I mean, that's what it's banking on right now. And I don't think there are questions in the committee room about how good Oregon is, but I do think there are questions about their schedule strength. And if they're not able to beat USC, I think that opens the door for the committee to take a closer look at that resume, and it might not be enough. I kind of think they're a little bit like Ole Miss in that regard, that if you have a second loss, it opens the door for a debate you might not win.
So the way Notre Dame is playing, they looked absolutely fantastic against Pitt, right? I got to think that they run the table, give Notre Dame a spot in. Then you're talking about a group of 5, more than likely James Madison. They're going to be in. One ACC team, is that fair to say? ACC champions in? Okay, so that's 3. So the caveat there is the Big 12, as we're working backwards here. So we already got 3 that are kind of in that spot from the outside looking in. So BYU, yes, and Tech. Are we talking 2 Big 12 teams?
Possibly. I think it depends on how that conference championship game unfolds. I mean, what the committee does not want to see is another BYU beatdown by Texas Tech. I mean, that was a poor performance, and how they played in that game is a big reason that if the playoff were today, they would be out, even though they're still in the top 12. So, I think it just depends on how that whole conference race shakes out. And it doesn't help the league that Cincinnati got beat pretty soundly this week, and BYU's best chance to impress the committee is Saturday at Cincinnati. and Utah already beat the Bearcats 45-14. So I feel like there's some pressure on BYU to kind of match that dominant performance.
Last year, we saw a group of 5 team be essentially in the top 10 in Boise State, so there really wasn't much controversy. But if a 2-loss Big Ten or a 3-loss SEC gets left out for a team that's not in the top 25, how soon are we going to see this playoff format change again?
Well, it's interesting you ask that question, because their December 1st deadline to make any changes for 2026, to be honest, is going to be here in a skinny minute. And I do not think that they are going to make any changes for next year. I mean, like, literally nothing would surprise me more if they came out and said otherwise. So I don't think it would be anytime soon, but they could go next year and see how things look for one more season with the same 12-team field and then readjust. But the commissioners who are in charge of this, and Notre Dame Athletic Director Pete Bavacqua, don't even have an in-person meeting scheduled again until the national championship. So I think it's a fair conversation. But the other thing, too, is the group of 5 is not going anywhere. They are going to have a seat at the table. The question is how many in the future.
Yeah, and the big question is, if you expanded, do you give automatic spots? Does a group of 5 get more? And at the end of the day, the reason why the group of 5 is not going anywhere, because if you did, more than likely you'd be facing even more litigation. And that's what we all need in college football, just more lawyers. Ask everybody in Baton Rouge right now. Heather Dinich, always great stuff. We appreciate the time, all right?
Hey, guys, go Steelers. Somebody's got to win in the Berg this weekend.
I knew that we'd get that at the end. We'll react to what Heather Dinich had to say. Paul Feinbaum has some thoughts about the group of 5 schools and what's next for Lane Kiffin. Peter Burns, Matt Schick. This is Best Week Ever on ESPN Radio, always presented by Progressive Insurance.
Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com.
Running a business? You know that slow phone systems and missed messages cost you opportunities. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, is the #1 business phone system that streamlines communication, helps teams collaborate seamlessly, and respond to customers 24/7 with their AI agent. Join over 90,000 businesses using Quo. Try it free, then get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN, QUO.com/ESPN. They'll even port your existing numbers for free. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, and their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money at rocketmoney.com/gameday. rocketmoney.com/gameday.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Just like in sports, businesses succeed when you add the right free agent. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with their award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Learn more at roberthalf.com/talent.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Color me bad this morning. I haven't heard that. I was not on my bingo card. By the way, are we even allowed to play this on a Sunday morning? People are going to church. Mikey and Cam, come on. You got to say earmuffs when the kids are in the car. Peter Burns, Matt Schick, other great games yesterday. Battle the boot. LSU ends up winning over Arkansas. And I think that's every single game that Bobby Petrino, as coach, as the interim head coach, has been basically a one-score loss. That's what they've had so far, Schick.
He's got, I saw this yesterday. I'm going to try and pull it up here because I did take a screen grab of it, of just how Arkansas has done. How about this? Saw this in the stats. They've become the 12th team ever to have 7 or more losses by single digits in a season. The first since Nebraska in 2021. R.I.P. Scott Frost. There's a lot happening there.
A chance to have a chance to make history. Of course, that one of the cooler trophies, David Basil, our good friend, created it. Battle of the Boot, 200 pounds back in 1996. That thing just looks like an OSHA nightmare just waiting to happen. Like at some point, there used to be like an SEC championship, like baseball trophy that was like this little. It looked like a pyramid. And I'm like, dude, we got to get rid of that. Somebody's going to drop that and you're going to get impaled. And I can't imagine what that lawsuit would be.
I see you. I call you on that, and I raise you the land grant trophy between Penn State and Michigan State.
That is fair.
They just played yesterday. That thing is an eyesore. It is huge. Congrats to Penn State knocking off Michigan State.
By the way, that was a little part of me died yesterday when I'm sitting there going, all right. You've got a great game between A&M and South Carolina that goes back and forth. Oklahoma-Bama was fantastic, okay? Then I'm watching Ole Miss, Florida. That game had so many good different storylines. And then even Georgia-Texas was close for a while. And then I thought, what's happening on CBS? And it was Penn State, Michigan State. And I'm like, buddy, that's a disrespect to the SEC on CBS college football theme music back in the day. Like, there's no worse sound. You know, I love that sound. Da, 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 da. And to see that played for like a Michigan State field goal when they lose, it's just a little part of me dies.
They have a combined 1-13 record in Big Ten play.
By the way, they're paying the same amount of money for that dog. You know what game? As I think ABC is paying for all the SEC squads.
In a related story, Gary Danielson has announced his retirement.
All right, let's get some other sound in here. Mikey, go ahead and hit it.
Rapid Fire Water Cooler.
Hey, guys.
Hey. I feel bad for him. I mean, like, poor Brad Nessler is just sitting there going, God, I used to have these games. They were amazing, and now I'm... What the hell city is this?
I think he's up there in the booth with the tablet on with tears streaming down his face.
It's like seeing your ex-girlfriend. Like, oh, gee, I miss those days. All right, sorry. Mikey, go ahead.
All right, somebody who I'm sure remembers the SEC on CBS days is Paul Feinbaum, and he was on Get Up this week, and he was talking and gave some thoughts about the group of 5 schools, and should they be in the college football playoffs?
I mean, what is wrong with this country? Let's put a couple of people over here in. Let's put a couple of people. What about putting the best in? I don't see Major League Baseball. I don't see the NFL going, the Chiefs, they've been there too many times. Let's put the Patriots in. I mean, Doggy, this is supposed to be about excellence, not about being fair. This is not the little leagues where we give a second, third, fourth, and fifth place trophy. This should be the best. It's already a convoluted system because we let the group of whatever in, the group of 5 with South Florida, and they have no business. That conference, that division really has no business playing. That's like letting the AAA best team in to the Major League playoffs. It doesn't happen in any other sport. But for you to say, oh, the SEC has too many teams in, and this and that is just patently ridiculous.
Oh, Senator Feinbaum, what are we doing here? I mean, my goodness. We're talking, I mean, it doesn't happen in any other sport. I watch March Madness. I'm pretty sure that happens in NCAA basketball. I think NCAA baseball, softball, that happens as well, too. Listen, I'm as elitist comes. I'm the anchor of the SEC network, okay? I know it, Matt. Like, I get it, okay? But at the same point, I love the group of 5 being a part of the college football playoff. Like, what's wrong with one of the 12 spots going there? I've got a Cinderella story that I can say, all right, James Madison, this is cool. Like, how would you fare? Because I remember last year, who was a group of 5 last year? Was it Boise State, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, Boise State goes, and they lost by, I think, 14, 17. But there were also 4 other Power 4 teams that got blown out worse in the college football playoffs from these big conferences. So, miss me with the whole group of 5 doesn't deserve to play in the college football playoff. That's a bridge too far for me, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, South Florida beat Florida this year. I've heard Florida is a tough out. Just ask Ole Miss last night. I mean, the depth of the SEC. Look at South Florida getting that win. Look, I understand. I understand what he's saying. I'm not sure that's the best argument for it. I think the argument for it is more about how much more money maybe you could make with a private equity deal in a group of 5 playoff by themselves, much like the FCS. The FCS will play some FBS teams, but they have their own national championship. Yeah. Maybe that's the course of action here. And I think that will eventually happen. You're not getting rid of the
group of 5. You're not getting rid of the group of 5 in the playoff because, again, the amount of lawsuits, and you'll say, well, okay, now you've got a monopoly over it, and you're not giving us an opportunity.
It would have to be the group of 5 making the decision themselves.
Yeah, and I don't see that happening. All right, next one, Mikey.
Oops, wait, turn my mic on. Georgia Tech. Radio. Yeah, sounded a lot better. Georgia Tech played BC yesterday in a very exciting game. It was back and forth. Ended up with Georgia Tech winning on a last-second field goal. And I wanted to play Georgia Tech head coach Brent Key and show you how excited he was after the win.
Coach Key, what did we just witness?
We won the game. We got a lot of work to continue to do, but we've got to win, and happy about that.
What does the double-digit comeback by this group say about their identity?
Well, it says we don't need to be getting in double-digit deficits. But a lot of things out there, we shouldn't allow that to happen. But we did, credit to them, and we're able to stay the course and stay together and come back.
How do you describe the play of your quarterback, Haynes King, tonight?
He wants the ball regardless, and he's special. He is special.
All right, congratulations on the win. You can smile. You did win.
Go Jackets.
At least they gave us a Go Jackets at the end. I guess.
That was like going to a parent-teacher conference and being like, hey, how do you feel about that parent-teacher conference just now? I mean, my kid's not eating paint, so I feel pretty good about that. And, yeah, my son's 6 and he can count to 5. Yeah, I mean, like that was, what was that, chick?
Brent Key was told just before that, too, that he'd won the lottery as well. So he was...
yeah, great. Won the lottery. You know what the taxes are going to be on that?
Yeah.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, the whole thing's rigged anyway.
Got to find... Now, you know how my accountant's going to cost me a boatload of money? Good win for Brent Key. They survive.
Finally, classic coach.
Yeah.
Finally, did you guys see this in the Texas A&M South Carolina game? Nick Harbor coming out to... the field, and a state trooper gives him bumps into him and gives him an evil look. Ended up, they sent the state trooper home.
Bowed up to him.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen, is that, the state trooper, all of a sudden, they're just walking out of the tunnel, and he, shoves them.
No, that was after the touchdown.
After the touchdown?
That was after Nick Harbor's touchdown.
Yes.
They went into the tunnel, and they're celebrating, and they walk back, and that state trooper was like, you know what? Someone's got to tackle these guys. Someone's got to put... our defense is terrible. I'll take matters into our own hands. And then he was dismissed.
Man, how you get fired on your day off? Because I don't even know if he was actually working his real job. They got me on tape stealing boxes? What? All right, we go back and break down a wild Week 12 of college football. Best week ever, Burns and Schick.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, and me, Evan Cohen, we look ahead to a huge Monday night game for Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Plus, Damian Woody joins us in studio at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Quick break. Let's talk pizza. You want to bring restaurant quality pizza home this football season? Get Frigidaire's Stone Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes. Right from your kitchen and ready before halftime. Perfect for watch parties or just upgrading pizza night without the delivery delay. Only from Frigidaire. Game ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
I like things my way. My coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the Vyvgart Hytrulo prefilled syringe, which contains Efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART myway.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by argenx.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Benkin. First up, college football on another busy Saturday. The game which shook up postseason positioning the most came in Tuscaloosa. So number 11 Oklahoma took down number 4 Alabama 23-21. It was the first conference loss for the Tide this season. Meanwhile, number 5 Georgia came up with an impressive victory over 10th-ranked Texas.
3rd and goal just inside the 4. Back to pass. Stockton out of the shotgun. Slings it. Caught. Touchdown number 2. In your face again, says Noah Thomas, the former Texas A&M Aggie. Touchdown in the right corner, just beyond the front right pylon.
That call from the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network as the Bulldogs win at 35-10. Texas A&M was down 27 at the half, risk of losing their first game of the season. They stormed back for a 31-31 to go to 10-0. 14 fourth quarter points propelled number 7 Ole Miss past Florida 34-24. The pros take the field today, beginning with another international game this morning in Spain, where the Commanders will battle the Dolphins. Later today on select ESPN radio outlets, it's the Packers and the Giants, with coverage getting underway at noon Eastern. That'll be followed at 4 Eastern by an AFC West showdown between the Chiefs and Broncos in Denver. To the NBA, and a big night for Luka Doncic. He had 41 to lead the Lakers past the Bucks 119-95. Also, another triple-double for Nikola Jokic, 27 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. Nuggets over the Timberwolves, 123-112. College hoops last night, number 3 UConn gets past 7th-ranked BYU, 86-84. The Huskies go to 4-0 on the young season.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll break down all the biggest storylines coming out of NFL Week 11 and preview the Cowboys and Raiders on Monday Night Football, and much more. That's Monday on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
From the Windy City in the Deep South, this is The Best Week Ever with Peter Burns and Courtney Cronin on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
You the best, you the best, you the best.
Hour number 2, Best Week Ever. Peter Burns, Matt Schick. Courtney Cronin going to be joining us in about 30 minutes. You know, this show is always presented by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com. Week 12 is in the books. Let's get into it with this.
This is the biggest story of the week ever.
It might have been the most aesthetically pleasing uniform game ever. Schick, I looked at it and it looked like it was Alabama or Oklahoma having their spring game. That was an old school jersey type matchup. They don't change those things too often, and it gave us one for the ages. Toby Rowland from Learfield on the call. The Sooners bowing up.
Man in motion is Hill. There's the snap. Quick throw across the middle. Intercepted. Eli Bowen's got it 20. On the return 30. Only one man to beat. He's at midfield. It's a race. There goes Bowen. 30. Cuts near side. Still on his feet. 20. At the 10. They're not going to get him. Pick 6. They did it to him again. Pick 6. This time Eli Bowen. Touchdown Sooners. Oh, mama.
Oh, mama is right. I mean, this is Oklahoma doing Nick Saban, Alabama mid-2010s things to Alabama in their own building, a place where they hadn't lost to an SEC squad since 2019 when Joe Burrow and that historic team went in. I mean, how many yards did Oklahoma have on offense, Chick?
The final number, Peter Burns, was 212. Their fewest in 3 years, and their fewest in a win in 24 years. Somehow finding a way. And Ty Simpson, 11 off-target throws. Did not look good in that second half. Brent Venables' defense, a big reason why.
That was a question mark I had going in. One of the reasons why I did pick Oklahoma to win that game was, A, because they were coming off of the bye, so you had 2 weeks to kind of get right. And at the same point, I didn't think Alabama could run the ball. And Alabama becomes a little bit more one-dimensional. One of the things that Oklahoma did is they basically looked at Ty Simpson and said, you make your hay throwing over the middle. This is where you're really good. It gets Ryan Williams and all those Cuevas and those guys kind of into space. You take care of the seams. And they didn't give that. They had inside leverage the entire time and did not allow it. And Mateer did enough, didn't make the mistakes, and it was Oklahoma keeping their college football playoff chances alive. And now it looks awfully good for the Sooners. And now, can you imagine what the Iron Bowl is going to be like at Jordan-Hare? Oh, man.
You've got Oklahoma now where the road goes through Norman to the playoff. Not because they're going to host a playoff game, but they're done on the road. They got Missouri at home, backup quarterback. They got LSU, interim coach, perhaps backup quarterback as well. Brent Venables, a huge win for him and his tenure in his program. And it looks like Oklahoma's going to make the playoff as a 2-loss team. And yes, you're right. Now Alabama absorbs a second loss.
Yeah.
And now you go, okay, if you absorb that third loss against Auburn, I'm sorry, the loss to Florida State becomes bigger. The Auburn loss would not be a good loss. Alabama would be out, in my opinion.
They would absolutely be out. It'd be second time in a row, or 2 years in a row. They'd be 9-3 on the outside looking in. All right, Texas A&M had been undefeated, and right from the jump, South Carolina was taking advantage of them.
Sellers going to run it to the right now. Throw it as an open receiver. Harbor has it at the 35. Breaks a tackle 40. Down the middle of the field 50. To the 40 to the 30. Can they catch the speedster? To the 10. They won't get him. Nick Harbor. Touchdown. 80 yards. 26-3. South Carolina absolutely stunning. Third-ranked and unbeaten Texas A&M.
That play was so good from Sellers to Nick Harbor, it got a Texas State patrolman fired from the job. I don't know if you saw that.
It was the best hit in the first half that Texas A&M put on South Carolina.
What a wild deal that was. Nick Harbor, the track athlete, who just, again, off the bus, like if we meet aliens at any point, we're bringing 3 guys from South Carolina as our opening coin toss against aliens. It's Dylan Stewart, it's Lenore Sellers, and it's Nick Harbor. Like this is who you're dealing with down here, aliens. And he goes 80 yards to the house, runs up the tunnel because he just can't stop. Some of the players go out there. They're not necessarily celebrating, I mean, in the tunnel, but they're walking out, and this Texas State trooper just, boom, kind of like Biff Tannen in Back to the Future, like trying to put him in a locker.
What are you looking at, butthead? That's what the
Get out of
said.
here. Get back on that field.
And make like a tree and get out of here.
Get out and leave. Or whatever it is. Now, to the credit, A&M police and the Texas State patrolman, they went out on Twitter and said, like, hey, we've removed that guy. Like, he's been dismissed. So they dealt with it quickly. But that was such a wild first half. And then that second half was as elite a football I had ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen more of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from one team in a game. I mean, Marcel Reed could have had 5 turnovers in that first half. In the second half, he went 16 of 20, 298 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And I don't know if that helped or hurt his overall Heisman Trophy odds chances last night.
I think it helped. I think it helped because of the second half. But yeah, it's 30-3, and then you outscore them 28-0 in the second half. It was remarkable. And afterwards, Mike Elko was asked about the characteristics that are needed to pull off a comeback like that.
Yeah, I think unbelievable grit, unbelievable togetherness. They obviously got to play really bad to start the game. That starts it, but they don't blink. They don't. We've been in a lot of these situations. We found ways to find wins. No one panicked on our sideline, and we just made a heck of a lot of plays in the second half.
That was Mike Elko on ESPN, and it was reported earlier in the day, Pete Thamel on Game Day reporting that Mike Elko and Texas A&M have finalized a new 6-year contract. He's going to be one of the 5 highest-paid coaches in college football. It'll run through 2031, an average of more than $11 million per season. What do you think, Peter, about a contract extension mid-season, day of game, basically being announced?
I mean, think about how this could have just blown up in their face. They signs this contract extension. Then they're down 30-3, and they just get blown out of their own building. And I'm like, this is exactly why you don't sign contract extensions in the middle of the seasons. Like, you don't do it. And then you sit there and are like, all right, Elko said something. He got him going. Maybe he deserves that money. But here's the ultimate part. Why? Like, of all teams as well, too. Remember, Texas A&M gave that crazy extension to Jimbo Fisher after 2020, and it led to the $75 million buyout, the largest buyout in the history of college football. And I sit there and I go, all of these schools right now are talking about, hey, we can't keep doing these big buyouts, and this is just ridiculous, the guaranteed money. Please save us from ourselves. Someone needed to buck the trend. Why would it have been Trev Alberts and A&M? Why can't you go out there and just say, listen, man, we love what you're doing, and we can handle this at the end of the season? So what is he going to say? Oh, Penn State's open. I'm going to need that job. At some point, an athletic director is going to sit there and go, by the way, we're paying you $7 million a year to do this job, and you're doing it well, okay? Well, why don't we finish the season, and then we can react to that? And if you don't want to be here, I'll find somebody else that's willing to come take the oil money of Texas A&M and 100,000 plus in this fan base. Like, you didn't have to give this contract extension. And I don't blame Mike Elko whatsoever. Good for him. Good for his agent. But, like, college football continues to sit there and go, we keep giving away these stupid extensions. Who is responsible for this? And it's them. They're in the mirror.
It's the buyout. Yeah, it's not necessarily the extensions, but it's the buyouts.
No, even the extension. Like, has he earned $11 million a year? No. Is he earning $7 million a year? Yes. He's doing exactly what he was paid to do. Find out if he's not going to choke at the end of the season before giving away this stupid extension.
Well,
makes no sense.
You know what happens, too. Athletic administrators, they panic. There are still some big job openings. You look, oh, my goodness, Mike Elko from the Northeast. Maybe that Penn State job.
Sure.
And you get an
then
agent
Mike Elko,
to say,
get the hell out of here if you don't want to do that. And again, Mike Elko's not doing that. I don't blame him. I don't want this to be a Mike Elko situation.
But here's what happens, too, is you get the agent, Clint Dowdle, to say, look, hey, A&M, we're getting a lot of questions from recruits right now. We got a signing period coming up in 3 weeks.
Please.
Like, the signing period comes at a great time. The early signing period is so beneficial for these coaches to leverage that and go, look, we're getting asked about this, and you better sign them or else we're going to lose this recruiting class, and you might lose your coach. Okay, here's your lifetime contract.
Let me give you $4 million extra when you haven't proven me to do anything. Right, and then what happens? And again,
well,
I
look
look at this, and
look at the teams Texas A&M has beaten in the SEC. Look at them.
It's basically 7 through 4 or 7 through 16. All of those teams are the right side of the loss ledger. And again, this is not an Elko situation. Just like, what were you going to do? Is he going to walk in the middle of a college football playoff berth?
By the way,
I don't think that's going to happen.
Here are the wins. in the SEC. Auburn, fired coach. Mississippi State, bad team. Florida, fired coach. Arkansas, fired coach. LSU, fired coach. Missouri, backup quarterback. South Carolina, soon to be fired coach, or at least departing coach. We'll see with Shane Beamer.
And you're going to give him more money. I just makes no mistake. But at the end of the day, Schick, I still look at what A&M did in that second half, and I was like, I still think they could be for a national championship. Damn sure, because their good is as good as anybody that I've seen. You know what was also good? A walk-off in Wrigley. Doug Harsh from Learfield on the call.
Craig Tarr will snap it. Hudson Hollenbeck will hold it. Here we go. Snap is good. The ball is placed down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Dominic Sabata will walk it off. And Michigan survives at Wrigley.
How cool is that? Not only to be a college kicker, but to win the way they did in a walk-off at Wrigley Field. What a memory that's going to be. And it was a big win for the Big Ten as well, because not only you had Indiana and Ohio State with no doubters in their victory, USC gets that victory against Iowa, but Michigan stays alive, and they would have been left for dead had they lost that game to Northwestern.
Yeah, Michigan, they hit the walk-off on the Sheffield Avenue. I don't believe a Northwestern fan was out there to throw it back. That's a pretty far throw for a football.
If it is, sign them to play quarterback if you're going to do that.
Throw it back. I tried. It hit the outside wall. I couldn't get it up there. It was a big issue. But, yes, Michigan now sitting there at 18th. Bryce Underwood did not play well, had a couple of interceptions. They had 5 turnovers in the game. They've got Ohio State at the end of the regular season. If they were to win out, you're looking at a team that might knock out an SEC team in that.
That's what you do.
Spot.
There it is. That's what's going to happen. If I'm Ohio State, I go to Terrell Moore right now and say, listen, we're going to lay down the way we did last week or last year against with Chip Kelly's squad. We're going to run just like toss dive the entire game. You guys beat us because we want you in the college football playoff, not another SEC squad. That's exactly what's going to happen. Ryan Day is going to call Michigan and say, listen, we're going to give you this win.
Yeah, let's
because
make it
we don't want Oklahoma in.
Straight over us.
We don't want Oklahoma in. We don't want Texas or A&M, Alabama, any of these old SEC squads. The conspiracy theory by Matt Schick. I see what's happening right now. Awkwardness in Oxford, Mississippi in the postgame press conference. Lane Kiffin and the Rebels beat Florida. But it's going to get a little dicey. We got that coming up next. Matt Schick, Peter Burns, best week ever on ESPN Radio.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. It's a huge AFC West showdown.
A one-handed catch, touchdown, Kansas City.
Patrick Mahomes leads the Kansas City Chiefs in a mile-high to face Bo Nix and the first-place Denver Broncos. Coverage begins today at 4 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Who knew caffeine could taste this good? With 5-Hour Energy Shots, caffeine just got a serious flavor upgrade. We're talking big flavor, from watermelon to strawberry banana to sour apple. Packed into a tiny 2-ounce bottle, you'll get as much caffeine as 12-ounce premium coffee with 0 sugar and also 0 crash. And with 17 bold flavors to choose from, there's a shot for every mood. Find your favorite flavor in-store today or grab a variety pack online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon and give your caffeine a flavor upgrade.
Running a business? You know that slow phone systems and missed messages cost you opportunities. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, is the #1 business phone system that streamlines communication, helps teams collaborate seamlessly, and respond to customers 24/7 with their AI agent. Join over 90,000 businesses using Quo. Try it free, then get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN, QUO.com/ESPN. They'll even port your existing numbers for free. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood.
You play for the win, not just on game day. Every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, and their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money at rocketmoney.com/gameday. rocketmoney.com/gameday.
I like things my way. My coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the Vyvgart Hytrulo prefilled syringe, which contains efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART myway.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by argenx.
Back throws Fernando. He has time. He throws the football. Caught. Riley Nowakowski down to the 10. Down to the 5. Touchdown, Indiana! What a run by Riley Nowakowski. Broke 2 tackles. One that looked like he was going to go down, and he got to the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana.
Hoosiers get it done. That call courtesy of Don Fisher from Learfield IMG. Learfield on the call. It's no longer IMG, just Learfield on the call. That's Schick here. Courtney Cronin going to join us in about 10 minutes. I was going to do my Hoosiers fight song, but I'll wait for her here in 10 minutes because I know a bunch of Hoosier fans want to hear that as they get a no-doubter versus Wisconsin, 31-7. Yeah, Ohio State looked really good. Notre Dame yesterday. I mean, I was waiting for it. College Game Day was there. The environment and vibes were I mean, incredible, spectacular. For that game at Pitt, and Notre Dame was like, nope. Jadarian Price was great. How good was Jeremiah Love? Did you see the little spin?
Oh, give him the
spin
doke.
move he made?
Give him the doke. I know that doesn't sound good as the Gus Johnson. Give him the Heisman Trophy now. Give him the doke now. It doesn't sound as sexy, but yeah, Jeremiah Love, best running back in college football without question, and another 50-plus yard touchdown run. This one from 56. They were up 28-3. In that game. Did you see the Marcus Freeman kind of brush off of Pat Narduzzi there at the end? It was great.
What a weird week because Pat Narduzzi, everybody was kind of like trying to build this up to a big thing. Game day was there, and Narduzzi's like, well, it's not an ACC game. We could lose by 100. I'm like, buddy, that's the weirdest rally the troops call I've ever heard. Like that pregame speech. All right, guys, this is not a conference game. Lose by 100 doesn't really matter.
Can you imagine Nick Saban saying that?
Yeah.
I mean, any great coach saying something like that. And I think Pat Narduzzi's a very good coach, but that was odd. And then on Saturday, he walked it back on game day yesterday going, that was Monday. Today's Saturday. We want to win them all.
Cam, do we have the sound? Because I don't want to paraphrase what Narduzzi said going into this game, but here's what Pat Narduzzi had to say in previewing the Fighting Irish game.
Do you feel like this is a must-win for this team when it comes to something?
Absolutely not. It is not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us as long as we win the next 2 after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame and getting as many wins as we can.
Okay.
I like the caveat, though. I would gladly lose by 100 if it meant we could win the next 2 against Georgia Tech and Miami. Yeah, I don't think that's the psyche of your team. Would really be hit. And Pitt said, "We got you, coach." They got.
Hey, coach, don't worry. Hey, we kept it close for those who had Pitt plus 99.5. You cashed the ticket. So that was weird, and it could have easily given us some of our best sound of the week ever, but we got some better ones. All right, Mikey, let's go ahead and Cam, hit it.
Big Magic Johnson. What has he done? He's got
winners. I want people that want to win.
Not a game. We talking about
playoffs.
I'm a man. I'm who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field.
Biggest sound from the week ever.
Ole Miss Florida was such an interesting game all week long for so many different reasons. And DJ Lagway had been benched last week. It was a night game in Oxford. All the rumors about Lane Kiffin and swirling around where he's going to coach coming up next year. They win 34-24, and Kewan Lacey was absolutely incredible. Looked like Tecmo Bowl Bo Jackson at some points. Looked great. And so naturally, after the victory, Lane Kiffin was going to be asked about his future with the Rebels. Here's what Kiffin had to say.
Yeah, I think the last chapter thing makes me feel like I'm like 80 years old, So I don't like being old, so I don't really like that part of the story that makes me feel like I'm on my last chapter. So I love what we're doing here. Today was awesome, and I don't talk about that stuff. And really, to even talk about it right now would be so disrespectful to our players and how well they played today. We got a lot of things going here, doing really well, and I love it here. So,
I think those things are all true. I think it's true that Lane Kiffin loves Oxford, that Oxford loves Lane Kiffin. Schick, I think it's also true where he can say it's disrespectful for me to talk about that because it takes away from what they did, right? Like, I think a lot of people will read the quote that's trending on social media and look at it and go, oh, it's disrespectful to ask me that question. That's not what Lane says. Lane just says it's disrespectful to even talk about it. But the fact that all these other coaches have signed these extensions and just the way that he walked back to the tunnel after that victory, he's gone. Like, he's not returning to Oxford. And I don't know how you're supposed to handle this. I don't know if you go to your team and go, hey, this is like all of our senior year of high school. Let's just go enjoy it and sign each other's yearbooks and make it the best last couple weeks ever. Because this thing is going to get super awkward with the signing day coming up, transfer portal thing coming up. I mean, it's going to be the head coach of the Florida Gators.
I mean, with
I just don't see a world in which
playoff coming up.
In the college football playoff.
How do you leave in the midst of that? He did talk to Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports, and he said, quote, I wasn't raised to think it was a program like Ole Miss in terms of being here. But I've also changed a lot over the years. I didn't grow up thinking this was the final chapter of the story. Maybe it is, end of quote.
Yeah.
That was leading up to the game, and that's why he referenced the final chapter.
That's what people are going to get upset about. And here's how this thing's going to work, is the fact that each and every week, Ole Miss fans who thought that was going to be that moment that maybe he just signs that extension afterwards, it's like Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not going anywhere, I'm staying here. Well, that moment passed. And now you kind of know what the reality is going to be. And that fan base might turn on him a little bit and saying, stop playing footsie with me. Stop posting pictures of a visor that says Lane Kiffin in Ole Miss colors 2026. Like, you got the attention, buddy. You're going to get a huge payday. Just focus on the rest of the season and stop doing the whole social media shenanigans.
They were chanting, we want Lane last night.
Yeah.
I think that was everyone in the stadium, including the visiting Florida fans.
I think that was fair. A lot of boosters from the Florida Gators were on that trip to Oxford. We'll put it that way. Peter Burns, Matt Schick. We continue to move on, talk crazy Week 12 college football.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and me, Chris Canty. From Week 11 in the NFL to a huge weekend of college football. I'll recap it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Quick break. Got your fire safety game plan? When it comes to your home, every second matters. That's why we trust Kidde smoke alarms. They're built to respond fast and cut down on false alarms, so you can act with confidence when it counts. And now you can upgrade to over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidde's latest technology. It's more time to react and more peace of mind. That's why Kidde is North America's #1 home fire safety brand. So whether you're upgrading or installing for the first time, go with the alarms that deliver performance when it matters most. Kidde, help protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products based on total household installations as of December 2023.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Benkin. We start with college football and another busy Saturday yesterday in Athens. Number 5, Georgia had one of the most impressive wins of the day, beating 10th-ranked Texas 35-10. Game which could shake up the postseason positioning the most came in Tuscaloosa. It's number 11 Oklahoma took down number 4 Alabama 23-21. It was the first conference loss for the Tide this season. Meanwhile, top-ranked Ohio State continued to roll.
Play fake. Gunner going to keep it, roll to the right. Now throw to the end zone. Lucky wide open. Touchdown to the tight end. Lawson Lucky on the right side of the end zone. And there's that touchdown to tack on 6 more.
Ball keels at Learfield. The Buckeyes blow out UCLA 48-10. They remain unbeaten now 10-0 with 2 regular season games to go against Rutgers and Michigan. Number 7, Ole Miss outscored Florida in the fourth 14-0. They pick up a 34-24 win. To the NFL, where the Sunday slate will kick off in about an hour across the pond in Spain. It'll be the Dolphins battling the Commanders in another international game. Coming up later today on select ESPN radio outlets, it'll be the Packers and Giants with coverage getting underway at noon Eastern. That'll be followed by a huge AFC West showdown as the Broncos play host to the Chiefs. Our coverage of that game on select ESPN radio outlets will start at 4 Eastern. To the NBA, where Luka Doncic, the best of Giannis in Milwaukee, had 41 points as the Lakers win 119-95. Giannis had 32 for the Bucks. Another triple-double for Nikola Jokic, 27 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. Nuggets beat the Timberwolves 123-112. Denver off to a fast start. The Nuggets now 10-2 on the season.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and me, Michelle Smallman. I'll tell you why Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys could kiss their playoff hopes goodbye if they lose to the Raiders on Monday night. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Second and goal at the 5. Wide to the near side. This is Cooper. He comes in motion a bit. Here's the snap back to Fernando. He looks, throws it to the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Indiana. And it's Omar Cooper who makes the grab, and there was nobody around him.
Fernando Mendoza, 299 yards, 4 touchdowns, and I'm sure it made Courtney Cronin a happy camper. Welcome back to Best Week Ever. Peter Burns and Matt Schick. CC, how happy are you this morning?
I'm elated. 11-0 is an incredible feeling. It's a feeling that literally no one has ever felt at Indiana because we've never done it before, and it's exciting that it keeps happening week after week, that even when it looks close in the first half, they stop playing around with their food, and then they go on to an undefeated record, and they maintain that undefeated record. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. How are you guys?
Can I make you even happier?
Yes, please sing the song.
Go ahead. Crank it up. Here we go, Cam. Do it. H-O-O-I-S-E-R, Hoosiers, the greatest team in college football history. Indiana crushes Wisconsin. Whatever.
Wisconsin.
It was whatever, with a backup quarterback. But it's still good. It's still good.
Like a third straight quarterback.
Yeah. Yep. What did you learn yesterday, CC, in watching college football?
Ooh, I learned a lot about the SEC. Couple things. Lane Kiffin wants to stay at Ole Miss, so he says, after that squeaking out against Florida. So that was, I guess, big picture-wise with all the movement that we've been seeing in college football. That was, for him to address it like that, I thought was important timing. But as it pertains to the games, my goodness, Georgia keeps getting better. Like, It's kind of one of those teams that you look at and say, I don't want to play them in the college football playoff. There have been some questions about, I guess their fortitude as a CFP team. And I know this final score is not going to indicate them dog walking Texas out of that building, but that's what happened last night. And that was a masterclass of coaching by Kirby Smart. I would say that beyond that, Texas A&M coming back. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one, guys, but like when that game was 30-7, I didn't really feel like they were completely out of it. I don't know. It was just, I understand that their defense had a not so great day for the Texas A&M defense, which I think is the best in the SEC. But the way that they pulled that thing off at the end, the utter collapse from South Carolina, but just the gumption on the day